Hey, it's Clay. The Ride for Roswell, just days away. We are counting it down till the weekend of June 26th and 27th. It's such an inspiring weekend. And joining me once again this year to talk more about that is six-time Extra Mile Club member Doug Sherman. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning, Clay.
6 times. That's incredible because I know what it takes to get there.
It's very gratifying that I can reach out to the number of friends that I have through the various places I've worked throughout New York and ask them for a donation. And it's just amazing how many people will give you $25, $50, and how quickly that really will add up to reach that Extra Mile Club status.
Yeah, you mentioned it right. It doesn't take a whole lot of money to really support a great cause. The fact that we have to do this every year is one thing, but the research that they've done at Roswell, things are really coming along, and the Ride for Roswell is a great portion of that.
It is a great portion of that. So much of the money goes towards research, and that's very important. But one of the things that I like to focus on, especially in my fundraising and talking to people about the ride, is how much of that donation goes toward patient care, and how important it is for the hospital to maintain that capacity to treat the patients with compassion and to give them the care that they need throughout their stay or their treatment there.
Most of us have witnessed all of this firsthand, whether it's through a friend, through a family member. But what got you to start this whole thing? What got you interested in, first of all, the ride?
The ride, because my wife had cancer, actually 10 years, almost to the month after I was diagnosed with the same kind of cancer. It was a rectal cancer. For me, it's what I call the obligation of the cured. You are... and not everybody who has had cancer feels this way, but for me, it's important to give back, to try to help other people through the disease, through the recovery, and this is one way for me to do that is to try to raise funds so that the research can be accomplished and help people get through it and help Roswell in its core mission.
20th anniversary of the Ride for Roswell. We're talking to Doug Sherman. He's going to be riding with us in just a few weeks. I understand you're going to be doing the Canada ride as well.
I am doing the Canada ride. Pretty excited about that. It's going to be quite a sight to see. I think it's 500 riders in the Canada ride.
That's right.
Going across the Peace Bridge and going up that parkway to Niagara Falls, and I've done that ride a couple of times myself, and it's a beautiful ride. A lot of great scenery, and it's just the emotion of the event and how hopeful it is, and to see that many people participating in it is inspiring and gratifying at the same time.
For sure. When you see on the opening ceremonies that Friday night when the Peloton comes in and all the different members of different oncologies, and it's really inspiring, as you mentioned, yes. But it is also fun.
It is also fun. And as a survivor, and my wife is a survivor as well, and we're both in the Peloton. And riding into the stadium is just a heart-tugging event. It's your heart is in your throat, and you're tearing up, and it's just an incredible, emotional, inspirational time.
The stats about cancer is really staggering. Even in 2015 standards, 50% of men will at some point maybe be diagnosed with cancer. 2/3 of women. So it's still a very big issue and something that we need to raise funds for.
We do, because it can be a devastating disease, and there's so many different kinds, and the research is necessary to put an end to it and to help people get through it. It can be a devastating diagnosis, and when you have the support at places like Roswell, it helps you get through it.
Let's talk about what people can do. If you can't ride, perhaps they're thinking, I'm going to be out of town, but I know somebody I'd really like to donate or support or get involved.
Well, you can go to the Ride for Roswell website, which I believe is rideforroswell.org, and just type in a name, see if one of your friends are there, or if you know people that do it, ask them if they're raising money and what their fundraising site is, and go ahead and do it. You can just give generally to anyone or to the ride itself. You can be a virtual rider, which lets you raise funds as if you were riding if you're unable to because you'll be out of town, or
that's a great option. That's a great option,
and almost be a participant that way. You can volunteer. You can always stand on a street corner and help people get through the intersections and hand out water and the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches
all
the rest areas.
For sure. Last year we did the last couple of years we've done the Century Ride, and you come around the corner and see those volunteers. They're smiling. They've got water and bananas and food. It's like, oh man, that's great that they do that. It goes a long, long way.
Yeah, and I think I get almost as much inspiration from the volunteers as I do the fellow riders, because for the riding, it's you're out there, you're pedaling, you're moving along, but the volunteers are there and they're greeting everybody, and as you say, they're smiling, they're cheering, and it's exciting.
Well, congratulations again to you and your wife on a success story and your inspiring story, and thanks for coming in to support it today.
Glad to do it.
So, Ride for Roswell's 20th anniversary. Doug Sherman, thank you.
You're welcome.